It's the starch that like gets in the creases.
Yeah.
It makes it easier to twist.
Yeah, twist. Sweet potatoes tend to be easier because they're softer, but whatever. Moving on. Where were we? So you are going to make another perception intelligence check for me, please, to try to like get a better view of it. Because you're already aware of them, I'm giving you a +1, so that's actually going to count as a 9. Awesome.
Cool.
So it's going to count as a 9, and they're closer. They're already there. The DC is a little bit lower. You're actually going to be able to see that it is, in fact, a frigate-class ship that's coming towards you. And based off of the initial scanners, the way that their systems are running, so on and so forth, you're pretty sure this is a scavenger vessel, a kind of vessel that's going to go and pick the bones of other ships that are dead. The bad news is they're definitely here to take from you whatever value you have. The good news is, because of the fact
we
that
have value?
Yes, you have a functioning drive, right? Mass effect drive, or EZO drive.
Oh yeah,
right?
true. We're also carrying that stone shuttle still.
Yeah. So you have a good value. I think your ship's worth like 2 million or something, isn't it? Or at least over 1 million. All right. So anyways, the good news is, because it's a scavenger vessel and not a pirate vessel, that means that their weapons and whatnot are typically not as high quality, because they're used to finding things that are already dead or close to it, as opposed to hunting down vessels and taking them. Either way, they're coming your way.
All right, I will get on comms. Vessel coming in, confirmed to be a frigate, a scavenger by the look of things. So, everyone, be alert. This might get nasty.
Okay, so
I would be on the bridge with them at this point, because I'm now the executive officer.
I would have made the crew aware that she is the executive officer.
Yeah, we got like a little rankings thing in like our equivalent space book, and it's like, whoop,
Krax is
above people.
Krax is going to bring something up.
Maybe not the best time.
We only have one Sandro online.
Oh, well, I was gonna say, if it's a scavenger vessel, surely letting them know that we are still alive and can put up a fight might be enough to deter them. Scavengers tend to prefer easy pickings. Even something still wriggling is going to be more effort than they might be willing to take.
It all depends on how much work they've had recently, I suppose. But yes, I will be trying everything in my power to make sure that we are not scavenged.
Awesome. So,
Strax just informed me that we only have one sand thrower online.
Jesus Christ. I get on comms to Winnie. Winnie, how is power management? Can you get us 2 guns online? That would be useful right now.
Scott, is there anything else I can take off?
Power down? Technically speaking, yes. There are systems that you could shut down, like, say, your engines.
You can do what I did last time and take out all the oxygen from the boarding room, all the life support from like that.
Yeah, we don't need a boarding tube right now.
Because you're in a vac suit anyway, so if you have to walk between decks, doesn't matter.
Well, the boarding tube doesn't helmet on.
So what he's referring to, what Ollie's referring to is, if you used to do all that stuff more or less set to it, like an emergency mode, and take all that stuff, that gets you 1 more power. But I think you guys are sitting at a comfortable 0, and I think that weapon needs 2 power. I'm sorry, Frank?
We're at a comfortable 1.
Oh, you're at a comfortable 1. Cool. And that weapon needs how much power, Frank? 2 or 3?
This many.
So you can do exactly Ollie's idea. You can get you can shut down all these, like, get all the lights powered down. So more or less, Winnie's walking around with just like a headlight and her own super oxygen. There's no life support down there whatsoever. There's barely any life support up above. You kind of like flood everything up to the upper area and just lock it in there. Power down all these non-essential systems.
Oh wait, it takes 3.
I appreciate you being able to sacrifices have to be made for survival.
Wait.
Frank.
It takes 3. I was wrong. Sorry.
Frank, are there any other systems that take 1 power that she could power down to get this going?
Okay.
Boarding tubes. Those are probably already powered down.
The boarding tube doesn't take power.
Yeah.
The workshop takes power. I took the workshop offline on the sheet so we can see that.
Yep.
Because I figured she'd do that. So we're just going to add +1 for life support then?
Yeah, for life support and other like non-essential systems, it was more or less like DM magic.
Okay, so in that case, we're at 0 power by DM magic.
Which is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
exactly what we
We're exactly where we need
Exactly
to be.
where we.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you
No
make a
overlap
request-
though.
You make a request to Winnie, and Winnie's kind of like, what is your actual response, Aaron?
Okay.
It's kinda like,
I can do that. I'm gonna pretend on life support from anything but the top level. Absolutely necessary. Is that fine?
That's fine.
I'll be okay.
That's
cool.
fine.
That-
It's only a temporary measure.
okay.
These temporary measures are becoming more and more frequent.
We'll make the ship better once we get the shuttle sold. It's fine.
Oh,
Okay.
jeez. So you guys do all that, get everything online, get everything going. So it's funny because all of a sudden you see you see the lights powered down, you see like a couple things happen, and you see like the amount of available power on like the comms and everything up front on all the dashboards up front like drop down. It's like, oh cool, the available power increases, the power draw decreases, and then all of a sudden she's like, okay, Cracks, give it a try, and he like plugs in the code to get the system online. And all of a sudden everything just like spikes, and it's like at the top, and it's like kind of peeking over the top at points in time, and like as he does like a whip weapon systems test, you actually see it like spiking over, and you actually see like the lights of the consoles like flicker a little bit.
Are we gonna stall the second Crack starts shooting? Is it like my crappy old car? It's like, oh, green light. Like everything just stops. Like, oh, I'm gonna turn the radio on. It stops. It's like, oh, I'm not even gonna be mad. That'd be hilarious.
It is feasible for that to
I
happen.
might be slightly annoyed because I'm literally captaining a rust bucket. You know,
It has character.
our
Sure.
proud
That's a character.
vessel.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Cracks is just like thinking to himself. It's like, yeah, well, at least these scavengers will power me when these guys die.
Oh, jeez. All right, so
No, I'm a
Scourge
scavenger
them,
like
it's
you.
fine.
so you guys get that going
Exactly.
online, and then Cattle, who's like already kind of annoyed that this like rust bucket's happening, he goes to like hail out to them because that was your plan, right? Rick goes to hail out
Oi,
to them.
fuck off.
So you go to message out to them to more or less just be like, yeah, fuck off. And so as you go to send it out to them, you get it all set up, and you go to send the frequency, and literally as you press the button, like the actual like interface of like enter like disappears. So you're actually just tapping a piece of metal for a second. It's like, what the fuck? And then it comes back online. You click it, and it's like it clicks on. You like more or less press you answer the phone before you expected to, but after you're already irritated that it wouldn't answer. And so you click it on, and you say,
Hello there, other vessel. I see that you're a scavenger. We are not, in fact, scavenge worthy, so, you know, if you could kindly turn around, that would be lovely.
"There's do me a favor because you're actually doing an intimidation. You're trying to convince them, but at the same time, by being I'm not scavenge worthy. You're also trying to intimidate them a little. You can do that with a charisma, or you can do that with a strength check. And this is a talk.
Why, I will go charisma. Flat roll?
Flat roll.
Okay, I'm just doing the thing by hand now, because...
You keep forgetting to
Macro
set you
spots.
up a macro for your talk checks.
Well, I mean, I had it, and it worked last time, but now it doesn't, apparently, so...
As long as you know how to do it by hand, I mean, that does the job, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. So you talk to them, and so what you say to them. One of the things that you can immediately see on your scanners is that their speed has slowed down slightly, but at the same time, you notice that their scanners are checking over your entire vessel. Do me a favor, quickly, Rick. Roll me a perception intelligence check again, or perception wisdom if you prefer for this one.
No! Definitely would not prefer that.
Okay, so one of the things that you notice is they're not just scanning your ship itself. They're also starting to scan. They have a different type of scanner on there that's specifically trying to check inside of you, the hull of your ship for like things that might be inside there. So like how many people, like how many heat readings of people on the inside, what kind of life support you guys have, all things like that. And it's one of those like
We need that.
I would like to block their scanning attempts, if possible, with decryption. Because that's literally my job, what my console
Yeah.
is for.
That is definitely something that you're welcome to do. You can roll a decryption intelligence check. And you got a 9. This is beautiful. So what you did is more or less you did Sensor Ghost is the ability that you activated. So in combat, this actually gives you like a bonus to your armor class and stuff like that if you were to do it in actual combat. Outside of combat, and again, the DC is a 9, so you hit it perfectly. Outside of combat, this actually gives you the ability to more or less put a shield on all of your sensors. So all they're able to do is read like your shields are online. We have a hull. That's it. Like they clearly can see you. They know that you're there, so you can't be like we're invisible. But they can get nothing from the inside of your ship. So you do all these countermeasures and whatnot going on, and they get nothing. They get no readings whatsoever that you can see. This is wonderful. As a matter of fact, Winnie, you actually noticed this from down below in the engineering, checking things out. All of a sudden, you see like the systems fluctuate in a huge way, drawing power down on the inside and up on the outside, effectively making a shield. It's actually impressive what he just did. They continue to float by, though they don't engage. As a matter of fact, the trajectory changes slightly to not intercept you, at least not directly right now, but to stay nearby, and their speed slows down considerably more. Do you say or do anything as they're non-responding and kind of floating nearby?
Still aiming at them.
Of course.
Yeah, I would definitely have Crack still aiming at them.
Of course.
Stay on target.
I don't know. They're not threatening us in any way, but then again, we are near Omega, so it's like nobody's gonna give a crap if we shoot these guys. I'm gonna try to scan them.
Okay, perfect.
Fuck it.
Perfect.
Electronic warfare.
Perfect. And
Dramatic pause.
perception intelligence?
How dare they kill scan us?
Oh, perception intelligence.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yep. Oh, I thought you knew. I'm so sorry.
No, I was just sitting here like, okay, what? I want to
So-
scan them. What then?
What you can see with your scan of them is, once again, it's a frigate class ship. It's like a light frigate class ship. It's like a mid-size, but definitely has like the mountings and everything of a light frigate ship. So it has their engines and everything are designed for, like, you can tell it's like way too big of an engine for a ship too small. So it's designed to kind of like get the flip out of flop. You can see that they have boarding tubes. You can see that they have a whole bunch of like retrofitting things on the outside to make sure they can hold hull and bring it with them. Maybe almost like a tender, but like a tender for holding hull on the exterior of the ship as opposed to an active live shuttle for when they're making big jumps or whatever it is. But one of the other things that you notice is with your 7 is that they're sending a signal out. They're actually broadcasting a signal. However, you can't pick up the frequency of what that signal is. You can't pick up what the message is or anything like that. You can just say that they're broadcasting a signal.
Would I really not be able to do anything with that, with decryption or anything? Like try to hack into it or anything?
Absolutely. You're going to take a penalty to it, though, sadly, because of the fact that you rolled low enough on your perception. So
Yeah, that's
you can
fair.
do that with a -1. And this is intelligence decryption.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, there you go. So with your -1 added on there, you do a decryption check. And so you're trying to get the messages in the signal. You can't get all of the words, but you can definitely tell based off of the type of signal that they're sending and the fact that it's a direct signal. So they're calling out specifically to 1 or 2 or 3 ships, not like a general broadcast or anything like that. It's very obvious that it's a private message that they're sending. You can definitely gather that they're sending a beacon within their signal to them. So whatever words they're saying, they're letting others know exactly where they are.
I have a question.
Shoot.
Do I
No, not
recognize
yet.
the ship or any markings on the ship?
My apologies.
Do I recognize the ship or any of the markings on the ship?
So whenever
Can I roll a connect to see if maybe Cracks might know these people?
Sure. So whenever Cattle does these perception checks and gets all the information he can. Some of it displays on the screen as like just raw information, just data that you can kind of like pull up and look at. Most of that information sits on his screen because you're not dealing with a beautiful Alliance vessel or one of your
I would try to
military
feed
vessels.
them info that I think is pertinent to them.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I'm
some
generally
stuff
aiming
defaults
down the
appears on
guns.
their screen, but you guys also do have a big screen overhead that has visual displays as well. So that's my long version of saying yes. You're welcome to roll me your connect. Intelligence? Connect intelligence check.
How about connect strength? Huh?
You
I
are my
punched
friend.
him.
The weightlifting competition.
Probably going to get an awful roll on
That
this,
would
but
probably
it's worth a
work
shot.
with like bandits.
No, he definitely
Uh,
does not. I was really hoping like, oh, that would have just been funny.
Yeah.
That would have been funny.
So unfortunately, you don't know who they are. All right. So what do you do with this information? I imagine you're.
Would I be able to gather their intent by like with their beacon and like broadcasting their position to other people?
They're getting their friends.
Yeah, that's what I am thinking. But would Cattle be able to connect the dots and be like, "Fuck, they're gonna call in an armada"?
So if you're looking for a character insight on this one, is there a check I could allow you to do to be like to give you a gimme? Let's see. I
Save
don't
yourself.
think so. No. I guess I can give you a no wisdom. Sorry, a lore. That's not no. Hold on one second. No. I'm gonna say no. You're gonna have to go with your PC brain on this one.
That's
but
fair.
of course you have the all four PC brains because two of them and the NPC are all in the room with you, and Winnie's just on the comms. So
Yeah, I'm gonna get on comms at this point. They seem to be broadcasting their position and a private message to several other people, several other ships, in fact. I do not know what kind of ships they are. I tried to hack them, and that is how I know that they're actually broadcasting their position.
well, this is Tremi speaking. Playing with the interface for a couple of moments and stuff like that. Well, first of all, Captain, this interface is amazing and so much easier for me to use. Thank you. Secondly,
welcome.
The thrusters are fully online. Winnie did a brilliant job getting things on there. And she sends like, I don't know, I imagine you guys have a cute little phrase that we could come up with. I think she endearingly calls you Suit Rat. That's what we're going to do. She's
Aw.
like, that little Suit Rat down there got the systems online and running smoothly. We can make a run for it, though. Omega has pretty strict rules about combat immediately outside the station. If we're seen as the aggressors, they will shoot us down. We could engage in combat, but we are dealing with a shitty human vessel.
Right.
What if I
Thanks for
target
your
their
opinion.
engines?
You say, what if I target the engines?
Yeah.
Tremi, like, stays quiet but nods to herself.
Increase our chances.
Yeah, but we are quite a ways out of Omega.
I would recommend not firing upon them until they fire upon us. We might be able to zip away relatively
Yeah,
unscathed.
But if they're bringing reinforcements, by the time they shoot us, it might be too late.
Everyone knows the best offense is a good offense.
That is true, Cracks.
Tremi
Wise
chiming
words.
in. He's not wrong. If we're going to fight them, we can take the fight to them.
It would be best to engage them on our own terms, yes. I do agree.
Or we can run. And she's kind of clicking at the keyboard, and you can see she's kind of like getting different measures set up for whatever command you're about to give.
Entre kind of looks at Cannel's like, why don't we run and fire at their engines as we run?
Well, yeah. That's what Crack
That
was
would
kind
be a
of
That
Yeah,
at
I
least
think
gives
that's
us
the
the
idea.
best. Yeah, that gives us the best chance because we can't take it down unless we're crazy lucky and they're crazy unlucky.
However, that would also guarantee that their friends come after us, which is not exactly ideal.
They've been scanning us for some time. Even if you were able to shut down most of their scans, they will have information on us if we don't kill them, or if it's too late and they've already broadcasted that information. They would know our ship. It kind of stands out.
That's true. There's no hiding that shell on the back. Cracks, what do you think our odds are of hitting their engines?
What do I think the odds are of hitting their engines?
Remind me, the targeting a specific system is, give me 1 second. Gunnery targeting systems. Such target attacks take a -4 to your attack roll. And you do half damage before applying armor. You could, I mean, it's a big hit to your chance to hit, Frank. Just looking at your skills really quickly. So your dexterity is a 1, and that's going to be what you're using. And that is a 0. So you're going to be rolling with a oh, no, and that's an attack bonus of 2, which is beautiful. So you're going to be rolling with a -1 against whatever their armor is. You can assume their armor is anywhere between a 12 to a 15 with a -1 chance to hit in total.
Okay.
Yeah, cracks would just say not that great.
Not that
But
great.
possible.
Okay. Yeah. I don't trust these guys.
The longer we wait to make a decision, the more time we get for reinforcements to arrive if that's in fact their plan.
Indeed. Cracks, I think it's time we shoot first. Just
All right.
fire wherever. Don't target anything specific just yet. I will try to hamper their comms
so
as much as possible.
Not targeting.
No, just shoot them wherever. You might hit something else,
We
Viper.
have a sand thrower, right? Either way, trying to aim is like. So, point and shoot.
Okay, so
In that case, yeah, we're going to be firing all guns.
awesome.
Yeah.
So before you do that, I do want to say that you had, before Rick, you had done a ghost sensors, which is amazing. Could you do me a favor? You want to more or less you're trying to make a surprise attack. You don't want them to know that you're powering your weapons up to fire because they'd be able to pick that up. If you want the surprise attack on them, you're going to have to do that again. And that is a decryption intelligence check, please, sir.
Boom!
Oh my God, you make it! So more or
I
less
can do
what
the
this
bleepy
does-
bloops.
Oh, this is beautiful. So you get it so that they're completely unawares of the fact that you're ready to you're powering up your weapons and getting ready to fire upon them. So with that beautiful roll, Frank, you're actually your systems are quiet. They have no idea this is a surprise round, meaning you get a free attack. Now that doesn't mean you get a ton of free attacks. It means you get a single free attack against them in this round, and then we're gonna have to enter normal combat rules afterwards. So, Frank, please feel free to roll me your attack roll.
All right. And that's going to be the spark gun number 1. I don't remember what we called it. No weapon AB to that?
It's like the repeaters, whoever the heck they're called.
Yeah, they're the repeaters.
There is no additional bonus to that. Nope. So it's going to be, it should already be factored in, but repeaters, I believe, runs off of your assault rifle skill. It's going to be dexterity. You have the damage set there, and you already have your attack bonus. You should be good to go.
Yep. Do I get a plus for stealthy, or are you going to count that in?
No, you get a free round for being.
Okay.
You get a free attack for being stealthy.
Can we get like a +5?
It's
It's a sneak attack. If we go into stealth,
they're fully aware of the fact that you're there.
15.
That is a really good attack roll, Frank. Please roll
And
your
that's a miss.
damage.
Thank God.
Damage is 2d4.
4 points. Oh, you rolled. Oh, I thought you rolled snake eyes for a second there. So,
Nope. 1 and 2.
Yep, that's still a good hit. I'm just trying to find where I just had that ship's information. There it is. Okay. Why aren't you loading? There you are. Cool. All right. So, with your attack roll, you hit, and you do your damage to their ship. So all of a sudden, your sand throws and you are able to hit the ship, and you see you smashing at it a bunch, and you do actually penetrate the shields enough that you do hit the ship, and the scrape of it's on the side. This ship had effectively no shields. It has completely garbage shields on it. It is not a very good ship. Like I said, it's used to not fighting things. So now we're gonna have to roll for an initiative. It's technically Tremi that gets to roll for initiative. it's either going to be the captain of the ship or the pilot of the ship that gets to roll. So that's either going to be Tremi or Ollie. So Ollie, because Ollie's taking over the command role. Let me just check what your skill is compared to hers.
I don't know what skill would it be for the initiative.
For you, it's command charisma, which is.
I actually don't have command, so it would just be a 0.
Okay, that's fine. So hers is going to be better because it's going to be, I believe, intelligence. Yeah,
Go ahead,
as opposed to-
Dremmy.
Go do things.
So she's going to roll her charisma. Where are you, lady? Tremi. Bam. I'm just going to roll 2d8. I can roll it out and then open. I'll worry about setting that up later on. So roll 2d8. I'm going to write +1. I'm just going to roll 2d8 and I'll know who's. She's the first one. So she's 5 plus, so she gets to act first. You guys actually get the first round in initiative. So the way that the combat works is everybody has their own individual jobs that they're supposed to do. This is going to be a little bit of explaining. There's going to be a little bit of explaining, and then we're going to go to our break, and we'll come back and we'll actually take actions, okay? So I just want to make sure you're fully loaded in how the rules work first, okay? So everybody has their own station. Everybody has their own job. The person that gets to choose who acts first is actually the captain. Ollie gets to choose, oh, Aaron, you can go first, Ricky go second, Frankie go third, whatever. And you all get to act in one round because a round is 15 minutes long, okay? There are a bunch of different jobs that you guys can do. I'm going to make those visible for you in a moment so you can see what they are. There's a bunch of different jobs that you guys can do on your turn. If you choose to do nothing on your turn whatsoever, you generate something called a CP or a combat point or whatever. CP are what you use to actually do things. For instance, Frank wants to fire one weapon. It requires 2 CP. Frank wants to fire all guns. Requires 4 CP. That being said, you generally want Frank to go last in the rounds because if nobody does anything, Frank can just take the 4 CP and go and fire all weapons, which is beautiful. Okay? But there are other things that people can do to try to get more CP. For instance, actually, so lead into the fire. You can take a crisis, and gain extra command points equal to your command. You're not going to do that. And no, things like that are definitely options. Like I said, I'm going to make those available to you in a moment. So generally speaking, the way that you want to set up combat is have Frank go last so he can have his CP. And then you guys have other options. So we're going to go to our break really quickly. During that break, I'm going to make those things available for you guys to see because I'm a Garbo DM that didn't make that visible for handout yet. We're going to have that set for you in the next literally 2.5, 3 minutes. And we'll be good to go. So we'll see everybody in about 5 minutes. Go take a pee, get a cup of coffee, get a glass of water, and we'll see you in a moment, okay? Drink.
I'm out of coffee.
Out of coffee, no.